book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I am here today to do the TBR shame tag. I'm not too sure who this tag was created by, but I just decided, I have all the free time on my hands right now, and I kind of want to record all the books that I have on my TBR so I can put them on my Goodreads TBR, because that is pretty much what my Goodreads TBR is. On Goodreads, I only limit my TBR shelf to books that I already own that I just haven't read. It's been months since I updated it, so I decided I'm going to update it via this video to actually put those books on my shelf. I don't think I'm going to keep count of how many books that I have, but I will keep a number somewhere on the screen so that you can see that, and so you can keep count and I can keep count when I'm editing and see how many books I actually have on my TBR. Just another note before I go into these, I just want to let you know that I'm not including books that I'm planning to unhaul. I have a few books on my nightstand that I'm planning to get rid of, but I am planning to unhaul them when I kind of have enough books to unhaul, because I just don't want to keep doing it. I just want to do it within one go, So without further ado, let's get started. Starting off, we have the last 6 books in the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis, which consists of Lion, The Witch and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, The Tale of the Two Cities by Charles Dickens, Briar Rose by Jane Yolen, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, Mere Christianity and The Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis, The Zodiac Legacy, Convergence and Dragon's Return by Stan Lee, Stuart Moore, and Andy Tong, Dorothy Must Die, The Wicked Will Rise, and Yellow Brick War by Danielle Page, 1,000 Pieces of You, 10,000 Skies Above You, and A Million Worlds with You by Claudia Gray, These Broken Stars, This Shattered World, and Their Fractured Light by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, Red Rising, Golden Sun, and Morning Star by Pierce Brown, The Young Elites, The Rose Society, and The Midnight Star by Marie Lu, The Winner's Curse, The Winner's Crime, and The Winner's Kiss by Marie Rutkoski, Seraphina and the Black Cloak, and Seraphina and the Twisted Staff by Robert Beatty, Zeros and Swarm by Scott Westerfeld, Margot Lanigan, and Deborah Biancotti, Leviathan, Behemoth, and Goliath by Scott Westerfeld, Pivot Point and Split Second by Casey West, Star Wars, The Princess, the Scoundrel, and the Farm Boy by Alexandra Bracken, So You Want to Be a Jedi by Adam Gidwitz, and Beware the Power of the Dark Side by Tom Engelberger, Book of Spirits and Thieves, Darkest Magic, Falling Kingdoms, Rebel Spring, Gathering Darkness, and Frozen Tides by Morgan Rhodes, Talon and Rogue by Julie Kigawa, Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness, Gathering Blue, Messenger, and Sun by Lois Lowry, The School for Good and Evil, A World Without Princes, and Last Ever After by Soman Chinani, Cover Band by John Flanagan, The Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien. This isn't including The Hobbit because I've read The Hobbit. This includes The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir. This series of unfortunate events by Lemonade Stickett, which consists of The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, The Wide Window, The Miserable Mill, The Oyster Academy, The Ersatz Elevator, The Vile Village, The Hostile Hotel, The Carnivore's Carnival, The Slippery Slope, The Grim Grotto, The Penultimate Peril, and The End. Well, that's today's workout done. Quidditch for the Ages, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This is the textbook, this isn't the actual script book that I have actually read, and Tales of Biddle the Bard, all by J.K. Rowling. Akane and Raylia by Lidet Noni, The Name of the Wind, Wise Man's Fear, and The Slow Regard of Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss, The Copper Gauntlet and the Bronze Key by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mendel, A Darker Shade of Magic and the Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab, Nevernight by J. Christoph, Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh, Stealing Snow by Danielle Page, Fly on the Wall by E. Lockhart, The Outliers by Kimberly McCrite, The Messenger by Marcus Zusak, Return to the Isle of the Lost by Melissa Delacruz, Destined for Dune, Shades of Dune, and Forever Dune by Carrie Corp and Laurie Langdon, The Merchant of Venice and Antony and Cleopatra by William Shakespeare, Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, Treasure Island and Kidnapped by Robert Louis Stevenson, Soundless by Rochelle Mead, The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid, The Adventures of Cinnamon Girl by Melissa Kale, Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, The Hunger Pains by the Harvard Lampoon. If you can tell or not, this is a parody to the Hunger Games. I read like the first chapter and I was cracking up so much, so yeah, this is on my TBR still. It's really hilarious apparently. The Choosing by Rochelle Decker, Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, Shakespeare Sonnets by William Shakespeare, I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee, Pro by Helen Chabat, Curio by Evangeline Denmark, Both of Me by Jonathan Friesen, Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton, Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, Nightfall by Jake Halpern and Peter Kujuwinski, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, The Host by Stephanie Meyer, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, The Martian by Andy Weir, Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee, Beowulf by Tolkien, Built Hollow by Laurie Langdon, In 27 Days by Alison Guravis, Daughter of Deep Silence by Carrie Ryan, Iron Man The Gauntlet by Ian Colfer, Where Things Come Back by John Corey Whaley, A Corner of White and Cracks in the Kingdom by Jacqueline Moriarty, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, The Adventures of Robin Hood by Roger Lanceron Green, The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Graham, The Call of the Wild by Jack London, and finally Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. Looking for Ella Brandy by Melina Marchetta, Ruined by Amy Tintera, Lady Helen and the Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman, And I Darken by Kirsten White, The Spiderwick Chronicles Book 1 to 5 by Holly Black and Tony DiTrelizzi, Armada by Ernest Cline, Magonia by Maria Devonna Headley, A Thousand Nights by E.K. Johnston, and finally, because I forgot to mention this before, The Well of Ascension and Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, the second and third book in the Mistborn series. So on the screen somewhere should be the amount of books that are on my TBR. I'm pretty sure that it is more than what I recorded on my Goodreads originally. I have a serious problem, guys. I need to get through my TBR. If you ever want to kill your energy, this tag is the way to do it. I've decided to tag Abbey Lee C. the Booklover, Milla Gabrielle, and finally a novel idea. You guys are tagged to do this tag if you haven't already, or if you just need to do an updated TBR shelf, whatever, just do what you want. Hope you guys enjoy doing it. That is going to be it for this video today, book lovers. Follow me on my social medias. I'm at G-Swizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I am also at Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/G-Swizzle. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.